Selling smart, how to sell your house. So if you are getting ready to sell your home and you want to sell it the smart way, then make sure you stick around. What's up? My name is Nicole Battle, local real estate agent in Park City, Utah with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. If you're new to my channel, I provide real estate advice for buyers, sellers, investors, second homeowners, as well as provide local insights on what it's like to live, work, and play in Park City, Utah, and the surrounding areas known as the Wasatch Back. So if Park City is on your radar and it's a place that you potentially might want to land, then maybe you should consider subscribing to my channel, as well as giving this video a like because it helps the YouTube algorithm and really helps my channel out. So let's jump right into it today. Do you want to sell your house the smart way and the easiest way? 10 mistakes that you make as a seller. Mistake number one. Mistake number one is not understanding or expecting what your closing costs will be as a seller. Let's break this down. You have your agent commissions, you have your actual closing costs. I kind of like to tie these together as agent commission and closing costs because your closing costs are going to be your title and escrow fee. It could be your sales tax. It could be a transfer fee. It could be attorney's fees. It could be things that you agreed to in the contract to help the buyer out with, such as a home warranty, or you're offering to split something with the buyer. These are all closing costs that could add up. So you could expect to pay anywhere from like 1% to 3% of closing costs, plus that on top of whatever your agent commission is. So general rule of thumb is, I think probably a good realistic percentage to shoot for when selling your house is probably 8%, because you've got 6% commission if you're using a full service realtor, which, by the way, these are very negotiable and there's no set price on this. And probably roughly a good estimate for your closing costs would be 2%. So I round it out and say about 8%. That could be more or less depending on the circumstances of your transaction. You also have staging costs. Are you going to stage your home? This could be a very expensive measure to take, or it could be as low as $500, especially if you're just renting some furniture just to spruce up the area. It could range you anywhere from, $1,000 to tens of thousands of dollars. It just depends if you have more of a luxury home, how big your home is, how many rooms you want staged, and all of that jazz. Home inspection repairs. This is literally the thing that kicks every seller in the butt. I think you are a very wise and smart seller if you just go the route of getting a pre-home inspection. Get your house inspected before you even throw it on the market and fix whatever major repairs come up on that inspection, or go, hey, the roof is almost done, but I'm not going to spend the money to get a new roof, but I will maybe offer to pay half of a new roof for the buyer. Those are ways of looking at this or going about it. But not getting a home inspection and waiting till you're under contract for the buyer to do their due diligence and not having any clue what could come up on this is literally the biggest shocker. It surprises people, and this is how deals fall through and buyers cancel, because we can't come to a meeting of the minds to make repairs or make the deal happen. Also, these repairs on your home could cost tens of thousands of dollars. Knowing about it ahead of time can save you a huge headache. Don't you want to know what is going on before it goes under contract? If I could offer one piece of advice to any seller, that would put yourself in the highest negotiating position possible to sell your home, is knowing what is wrong with it before it gets put on the market and either offering concessions for it or fixing those things ahead of time. Also, seller concessions. This plays into kind of what we were talking about. The buyer comes in, they do their inspection. They're going to maybe ask for a lower purchase price. Maybe they won't ask you to repair for things, but they'll say, hey, we want $3,000 in concessions to replace the carpet. We want $10,000, whatever it is. That is something that buyers could ask for, so be prepared for sellers' concessions. And the more you know about your house, probably the less concessions that you will be paying. And the next thing is, what does your next house cost? After you sell this house, your proceeds are likely going to roll into another home. So what are your costs to purchase the next home? You also have moving expenses. This could cost anywhere from $700 all the way up to $2,000 if you hire professional movers to move you. The second mistake that you make as a seller is trying to go the road alone and do for sale by owner. This is a difficult path. This is a difficult undertaking. You might think in today's market, it doesn't matter. I don't need you. I'm going to skip out on the commission. All I have to do is throw a for sale sign in front of my yard and it will be put under contract. Yes, I agree with you wholeheartedly that in today's market, with how hot it is, you could likely just stick a sign in your yard and have offers thrown at you. However, do you know how to decipher what those offers mean, what the best offer is, and what the terms mean? And my guess would be that you likely don't know what the best offer is. You're just going to probably roll with the person who offers you the most money, which in a lot of cases is not always the best decision to go with. You want the buyer who is most likely to close, not the buyer who's going to throw the most money at you and then cancel later. In this market, a lot of people are just throwing things under contract because they're nervous, fear of missing out, and then realizing like, oh, we made an offer in a hurry. It's not really the house that we want. And then you're disappointed because you picked the buyer that wasn't right for the property. The third mistake that you make as a seller is not disclosing or hiding major repairs or major defects of your home. This is a huge legal issue. You have got to be so upfront with the buyer about everything that is wrong with the property. If they ask about something, you are honest. You use a form for this as your seller's property condition disclosure, and you better make sure that it is filled out so detailed because you do not want something coming to bite you in the butt after the transaction has closed, especially if you knew about it. And they can prove that you knew about it, you are going to be in a lot of legal trouble. Just disclose everything right up front. And if it was repaired, let them know how it was repaired, how it was remedied, provide all the receipts for everything, and prove to them, hey, this was an issue. This is how it was mitigated. Here's the proof for how it was mitigated. Here's who fixed it. All the evidence right up front. Disclose, disclose, disclose. The fourth mistake is kind of skipping out on staging, not staging your home properly. You don't always have to hire a stager, but looking around at the furniture that you do have, keeping the stuff that looks really nice and get rid of some of the other stuff that maybe doesn't look as good, that's not going to show as good in photos, and really try to stage your home either with a professional stager coming in to move your belongings around, or renting furniture from them, doing more of the full service staging, or just taking what you have, having a good eye, and moving things around so they look really symmetrical in photos and very appealing to a potential buyer. Staging helps sell. Homes that are staged, well presented, and look nice often sell faster than homes that are not. The fifth mistake that you make is leaving it a hot mess. You're not clearing any of the clutter. It's really hard to show off your home's beauty when there's a pile of toys sitting in the kids' room, when there's a pile of paper sitting in the office, when there are boxes and junk in the attic or the basement or the garage, or there are piles of dishes sitting in the sink. Clean up the clutter. The sixth mistake you make as a seller is forgetting about lighting. Lighting makes photos look better. It makes people happy. Buyers just don't like dark layers. They don't want to be stuck in a dark, dismal dungeon. Bright rooms make your home look bigger, especially if you have low ceilings. You want good lighting. So really upgrade all the light bulbs and all of your lighting features and your lamps. Go around. You don't want anything that is kind of that yellowy, dark lighting. Try to get bright LEDs. And you could add a warm, cozy feeling with putting the fireplace on or lighting candles. Mistake number 7, using bad photos. Oh, you want professional photos taken. Buyers are looking at homes from their couch, from their bathroom, while they're on their lunch break. Every buyer is looking at homes online. Everything is syndicated everywhere. So the second that your agent uploads these photos online, they better not be doing your home a disservice. Meaning, you do not want vertical photos. I see this time and time again of agents either taking photos with their phone. But guess what ends up happening? You take pictures of the bathroom, they're all horizontal. You're taking pictures of other places, everything's horizontal. Unless you're a professional photographer, there is an art to taking photos and making things look really symmetrical and beautiful. Buyers are going to stop on the homes that have beautiful photos. And they're going to be like, oh, they're going to scroll through the rest if it's not a good photo. So never upload anything vertical. You want everything horizontal. Vertical photos do not show well. Mistake number 8 is not letting me handle your showings. You do not want to be in the house for showings. You want to give buyers space. You want to give them the ability to roam around. You don't want to be hovering over their shoulder. You don't want to be listening to their every word. Give them space, give them privacy, give them the opportunity to look around your house. Also, scheduling showings is a delicate art. You have to have a special dance between the seller, the buyer, the buyer's agent, and making sure that everybody is happy. There is an art to scheduling showings. We want to be respectful of everybody involved and make sure that it's a good time for you as the seller, as well as we're getting the buyer in as soon as possible. Otherwise, you could miss a big opportunity if they can't come see your home. The 9th mistake you make is that you take lowball offers personal. I know this is so hard to detach from when somebody comes in and they lowball an offer. Please don't take it personal. The less emotional you can get involved in this transaction, the smoother it will go. They made an offer. They like your home. If they didn't like your home, they wouldn't have made an offer. So think of it that way. Even if you're starting out with a low offer, you can still negotiate it. You can get them up. And the 10th mistake that you make is you hire the wrong real estate agent and you don't fire them. If you're not getting showings, if they're not showing your house, if they're not doing open houses, if they're not marketing your property, they're doing a pretty poor job of their job. And you're paying us a lot of money. And so you want communication, you want updates, you want this house sold. I mean, if you don't have any showings in the first 30 days, I think that is a big problem. And you likely need to go look back and say, is it the condition? Is it the location? Is it the price? What's going on here? How can we get more eyeballs on this property? And that is how you sell smart in today's market. I hope this video helped you out. And if you liked it, check out this one next.